We move straight to business. Now, according to the latest report from the NBS National Bureau of Statistics, they say that the consumer price index, which measures basically performances of the manufacturing sector of the economy, increased, or let me say that according to them, inflation grew to 15.70% in February 2022 from 15.60% reported in January 2022. Year on year, the CPI is 1.63% lower compared to the rate recorded in February 2021, which was 17.33%. This means that the headline inflation rate slowed down in February of this year when compared to the same month in the previous year, but it was up when compared with January of this year. You are the economist here. What are they saying?
You know, we discussed even before we came on board that Alhaji was asking me that is it not that inflation is going up? Am I thinking that will come down? I said if there is any increase in inflation by December, it's understandable because of the Yuletide season. If there was an increase in January, it's also understandable because of the scarcity of wealth. I think what they are trying to say here is that there is an increase in the general price of goods and services. If I want to explain it better, I will explain like somebody that have a consumption basket that have, let's say, four tins of beverage, and which used to cost 200 naira. He can buy, because of his budget, he can buy bread to go with it, and it's now increased to 250. So which means that he can only buy 4 and forgo bread, or buy 3 and bread with it. And you know, if there's any decrease in the consumption basket, that means that your welfare has decreased. I think that is how we explain it.
Well, I'm looking at these things technically. All right. What they are saying, the rate of growth is just insignificant if I'm to look at it, that from 15.60 to 15.70. But looking at the price of pure water on the street, in the market, Malam, looking at the price of pepper and tomato, my wife is always complaining. Sorry, ma'am. She's always complaining. My dear, things are now very costly. You see, we give our children money in the school. Before you say Jack Robinson, they are calling home again. The money is finished. Why? Because prices are generally up. Are you sure the Statistician General, is he accurate in his figure? Because what we get to know far exceeds this.
You see, the truth of the matter that they need to go further. If they went the acceptance of the community, because I feel the pain. I know how much I bought a diesel. A liter now.
Don't let us talk about those of us in manufacturing.
We are looking at this. The statisticians supposed to say that the aggregate, yes, but break it down to the understanding of the common man. Nobody will believe that just the basis point is 0.1. That is 10 basis point. That was the increase between January and February. We are in March. And I can tell you that in this month of March, what we have witnessed is almost getting to 100%. And it's likely going to be more. So the statistician would say that, yes, this is for the month of the February, but break it down. Because we don't seem to understand the aggregate. Because the aggregate is not our problem. Our problem is the individual. I'm telling you, I go to the house rent, you see it's double. You go to the transport, it's double. You go to the point, the center, and now you are telling me 10 basis points. Who will believe you?
I think it has to be aggregate, man. You know, we are looking at it at the macro level. That is the whole country. If they now begin to tell you how much of the changes in price in diesel, the change in price in PMN, the change in price in bread, tomato, it become cumbersome. I think it's a whole lot of story that you just tell that inflation has increased by 10 basis points. So it's total. You cannot come back and begin to tell us what it costs from here to Oshodi has increased from 150 kobo to 160. So it has to be on macro level.
We need acceptance. We need acceptance. It's not enough to give me a figures. These figures you need widely acceptance. And what bring widely acceptance is bring it closer to me.
Yeah.
When you don't bring it closer to me, you are telling me the aggregate. Who want to understand the aggregate?
But can I ask you, you know what I used to say about this? When the inflation was 18.17%, we agreed. But because he said it's moderating, now we begin to doubt it. It's the same aggregate they were telling us even at that level.
What we know, whether at 100% or 10 basis points, there is inflation. All right? Madam, let me ask you this. Relating this with equity performances, what do you think is the relationship?
Well, generally, when there is inflation, the market becomes better. Because it's only a poor man that keep money. If you keep money, you keep on become poor and poorer. What your money can afford to buy you today, tomorrow you go to the market, you need more. So should you keep money? In war, in inflation, only a poor man keep money. So what it means that asset is better, and whoever buy asset, you see the price keep on rising. So you are better off. And that what give the advantage to most of the manufacturing. You will see, because at every given time, you look at the current price and add it to your existence. So you see that already you benefited, but if you did not do that, you will stop production.
Let me ask you one question, Aruna. In time of inflation, I'm sorry to ask you, maybe I could have given you time to prepare for it. What kind of stocks do you think I should be considering?
If you ask me, is those stocks that their price elasticity is, they have price inelasticity. Why do I say that? Of the product, whether product or services. What do I mean is that if there's any increase in price, that there will be a counter reaction in the demand. If that means they can easily push any increase in cost back to the consumer and still make that profit they used to make. But if not, that means they have to bear it, and it will not eat until their middle line and they now come with lower
the kind earnings. Of thing we produce, for example, if I'm to be listed in the market, you should be investing in our company, in the sense that, Malam, this time last year, we were selling a particular product for about 700 naira. As I'm talking to you now, 700, 750. As I'm talking to you now, because of cost, that same product goes for minimum 1,650 naira. Sometimes we sell 1.7, sometimes 1.8. And I tell you, demand has not diminished a penny, because it is a necessity.
You see, that is
such
why
is price insensitive, because it's like you needed
cement.
You need three poles to do a job, and because price has increased, you can't use 2.5. You still need the 3.
You see,
so
the
it's
beauty
price
of
insensitive.
inflation. The beauty of inflation, it discourages importation, because the exchange rate has gone up, and therefore every item that you are importing, the price will be much higher that you look for the local. So when there is inflation, you see the local production keep on increasing, because they have the liberty to increase their price, and you have no choice. Secondly, if there is inflation as we are witnessing now, avoid financial sectors, because they have the limit to add to it. Any money that given out as a loan by the bank, it remains. What can they do about it? The devaluation is going, the inflation is going. But those who are in manufacturing sector, you will see that the production sectors are doing better. And I advise the investors, watch out. I'm not surprised when I see the price of pizza rising, because I know it's part of the inflation. So you will see most of the manufacturing sectors, they will start rising, because you have no choice.